Today we are doing the first minivan versus minivan comparison between the 2023 Honda Odyssey and the 2023 Chrysler Pacifica. The Odyssey, as you know, is the first minivan and the longest minivan to ever be around to this day. It is currently in the 5th generation, but the Pacifica is the one that made the biggest splash. So let's go see how the Pacifica and Odyssey stack up to each other. Before we begin, let me address the pricing and trim levels. So we have the mid-trim level for both, and they're both around $45,000. The Pacifica is in the limited trim level, which is right below the top pinnacle trim level, but it gives you a lot for the money, and it actually is worth it. And, well, I think you should get this one because it's underpriced in my opinion. And for the Odyssey, this one sits at the EXL trim, which gives you plastic and junk for the money. So let's see how the Pacifica will do with its advantage. Alright, now let's get started with styling. So the Pacifica is by far the more stylish of the two, with this large grille that is completely functional, and it will have nice piano black and some chrome around it. The Odyssey's styling took a step back when it was refreshed in 2021. Now it will have this blacked out grille with this large chrome strip at the top of it, but it really looks bad on the front end because it actually looks like, well, a normal van. It makes it look too big and boxy, and it doesn't make it look as stylish as it used to be. Now coming to the lights, these are very different from each other. Both will have LED daytime running lamps. The Odyssey will have reflective style LED headlights and an incandescent turn signal that is located at the bottom and is separate from the headlight. The Pacifica, though, has all of the lights in one place with the exception of the fog light. This will throw in fully LED headlights, and it will have projective style LED headlamps versus reflective on the Odyssey. When we're coming down to the wheels, both will have machined aluminum 18-inch alloy wheels, but the Odyssey will have a split-spoke design with a two-tone paint design, and the Pacifica will have a different design that I think looks a lot more stylish. But that's just my opinion, so I'll call it even for now. And coming to the mirrors, Chrysler will have an advantage because it has more stylish design and it's fully loaded with heating, blind spot monitoring, auto dimming, and power folding. And also, these being minivans, they will have power sliding doors. However, Chrysler will have an advantage because it throws in hands-free power sliding doors where you can kick under the side and then it will open up. And coming around back, it will have radically different taillight designs, with the Odyssey having mostly incandescent taillights, which are all together in one place. Chrysler throws in a very different design with taillights that go all the way across for better safety and completely LED taillights, unlike the Odyssey. Here is where the true minivan really lies: the versatility and interior. The Chrysler Pacifica will throw in lots of soft touch plastic for the door panel, leather, and fake wood trim. Both will also have two-person memory seats, and both will have the buttons in flat black. Alright, so on the Odyssey you do not have as nice materials because everything is basically plastic. The whole interior is plastic as well. You have matte black plastic on the switchgear, door handles, and large random areas. One nice thing is that you do have memory seats at this price point. The armrest is made up of soft touch plastic. Yes, even at $45,000, you have soft touch plastic on the door panel. And the versatility is a lot better because, well, you have this big space down here with two cup holders and another little storage space, and you have a large door pocket and a third cup holder, which really outdoes the Pacifica. And coming to the seats, you'll be sitting on real leather seats with 12-way power adjusting on the Odyssey, and nicer Napa leather seats with 12-way power adjusting on the Pacifica. After startup, Honda will give you a more premium display because it has this large digital instrument cluster with two little analog things on the side. And coming to the steering wheel, Chrysler will throw in a nicer one that is completely leather wrapped with Napa leather and heated. And now coming to the materials, this obviously is where the limited trim level will shine. We have soft touch plastic along the top, fake wood trim, a couple pieces of piano black, and a couple pieces of leather and soft touch plastic throughout the lower area. So the leather is where you will rest your knee. And now moving to the Odyssey, it will also have soft touch plastic along the top, a piece of aluminum, and the rest is matte black plastic or some soft touch plastic. Everything is just gray plastic. And now coming to storage, Honda will continue to win with the versatility. So if you pull that back, you'll have more space than you will in the Pacifica. And both will have center pass-throughs under all of the switchgear and the center console. When it comes to connectivity and phone charging, Chrysler automatically wins because it has two USB-A's and two USB-C's in one area and one of each in the center console. So that comes out as 3 USB-A's, 3 USB-C's, which is super impressive. And coming to the climate controls, both will have physical buttons and knobs. However, you will have to control a couple things from the screen on the Chrysler. Both will have electronic shifters, and when in reverse, you will have a high-resolution backup camera with many different views and active trajectory. But Chrysler gives you the unique feature of a surround view camera. And now coming to the infotainment systems, the Honda's is slow, unintuitive, and outdated compared to Chrysler's newest Uconnect 5. Chrysler's latest infotainment systems gives you lots of customization, and you could edit the page, you could do everything like that. You can even access the surround camera very easily. So I'll give the point to Chrysler. And to wrap things up, only the Pacifica will have a completely panoramic sunroof. Alright, so opening up the power sliding doors, you will have second rows that have lots of space and legroom. So both will have their good points in different ways. Both will have seat back pockets and, as I'm showing you, lots of legroom. So, well, it's actually pretty comfortable sitting back here. Like, well, the support is not the best, but the upholstery is pretty good. And on the Odyssey, you will have the 8th seat that comes standard, while on the Pacifica, you can't get that. Both will have 2 cup holders, and the Odyssey will have 2 USB-A's. The Pacifica is quite different. You will have 2 USB-A's and 2 USB-C's, which is an advantage over Honda's 2 USB-A's. You will have about the same amount of legroom, and there's this really cool feature that I have to show you. Our stow and go seats. Alright, so first of all, you can lift this up, and then you could put a lot of stuff down there. You could put a bunch of footballs or something. Super easy. But if you really need the extra room, the cargo area, and I'm showing you this early, instead of in the cargo area. See, that's the, alright. So you push this button right there. That will move the seat forward. Obviously, don't do this when the driver's there. So you need the seat to be folded forward for stow and go. And then, let me just put that back. That will go up by itself. And then you take that little strap back there, and then you'll push it into the floor. So it might be a little bit stubborn. That's okay. Just force it in there. And let's see. There we go. And then to take it out, just reverse that process. Honda will fight back, however, with the ability to slide the seats back and forth and side to side. So now let's go ahead and see the third row, which I know many of you have been waiting for. So hopping in the third row is super easy on both. However, in the Chrysler, you can collapse the seat forward with a car seat in place. Both will have plenty of legroom and plenty of headroom. And the materials are not great, but the Odyssey will have a seat back pocket, which is really cool. So, amenities time. It's not very great. You have a 12-volt power outlet on one side of the Odyssey and a USB port, which is not great. As you would expect, the Pacifica will have a better third row. You have a little bit more legroom, a little bit more headroom, and the seat backs are made of plastic so the little kids don't get it too dirty. And the amenities are also a lot better because you will have a USB-A and USB-C on one side and a little bit more storage space. Alright, time for the cargo space. This is also another important minivan thing because you'll be hauling around lots of passengers who have lots of stuff. So, this Odyssey does not have hands-free power tailgate, however the Pacifica will have that. So, I'll just open it manually with the key. And let's go ahead and take a peek at that cargo space. Honda will throw in 32.8 cubic feet of cargo room with the third row up. As you can see, I put a lot of stuff in there so you can see how much stuff you could fit in the back of that. You also will have a courtesy cubby on each side. Chrysler will have slightly less space at 32.3, but that is a little bit too little to award a point. You will also have two cubbies on the left side and, well, a 12-volt socket on the other. And also, both will have manually folding seat. So, now under the hood, both will actually throw in some good power considering that these are minivans. The Honda will throw in a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 with 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Chrysler will have slightly more power at 287 and 260 pound-feet of torque coming from the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6. This Pentastar V6 is paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and both will get the exact same fuel economy at 19 in the city, 28 on the highway, and 23 combined. These minivans measure in at 204 inches for the Pacifica and 205 inches for the Odyssey. And for the width, the Odyssey will measure in at 79 inches and the Pacifica 78. Well everyone, that's going to wrap up today's comparison between the Pacifica and the Odyssey. So I want you to know the Pacifica has won the comparison and is the best minivan for you to buy over the Odyssey. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video or comparison.